What's good, fam? Welcome to Subs Over Dubs podcast, episode 2021. My name is Vision.
I'm Rebel.
We're going to break down to a couple animes and some other events we hit up this weekend. So I guess we should start off on the event we went to. So we went up, friend of the show hit me up and said, hey, I'm going to Weep Stop. It's on the 29th, pull up. And that we did. So,
On the 28th.
what was the 28th?
Yeah. Remember we thought it was the 29th.
Oh, see?
No, you're right. We thought it was
The 30th.
30th, but we put
Okay.
it on the 29th.
But we thought it was supposed to be on Sunday, but it was actually Saturday. But much to what I thought it was going to be, they brought them out today. I won't deny that. Um, there were a lot more people who are into the culture on all regions.
For sure. I will say that. I think when you have like certain types of cons that are in certain areas of Houston, you're going to get more family friendly. You're going to get like more like parents and kids. And I think this was very like.
This is a lot more adult.
It was adult.
Mature.
It was in a club. And so.
It was in a club.
It was a lot more mature. It was PG.
They did it. They did have the bunny contest, so
They have at a cosplay contest. It was bunny themed, so as you can imagine, a lot of different.
I think it was two different ones. I think there was a bunny contest, and then there was a cosplay. Because I once you left, I stayed for the contest. Got some dope costumes, ain't gonna lie, and some people.
Some of the people that we interviewed, like their costumes were.
Cause do you know of the game Dying Light?
Never heard of it.
Okay, well I have a good friend that watches or played it, and I watched some. But anyways, yeah. So basically, the game is like a horror game. One person plays like the villain, if you want to call it. He's hunting down the 4 survivors. But anyways, there's this I forgot his name. He's like an ogre, but he is like this. Let me just say it like this: he brought the character to life. It's super dope. I got a little bit of footage. I'll see how the camera picked up what I was able to capture. But man, like his outfit was dope. His walk, he knew how to do the walk. Like it was spot on. Like when it comes to cosplaying, he killed it.
That's dope. The one that I couldn't stop like gazing over was, I think we talked about it. That chainsaw. Someone dressed as Chainsaw Man, but he had like the helmet, made the sound, and then it even had the smoke coming out of like.
I didn't even see the smoke.
Shit, that was crazy.
I don't know.
It was AD. We were talking about it, and we were looking. He was like, "Yeah, it even has the smoke," and I was like, "That's crazy." I'm like, I wonder if he made it or if he bought it somewhere. Like,
I think a lot of times when they get those, it's made.
It's just crazy. A lot of people were asking for photos and things like that, and I debated it, but we're a little busy doing other things, so I didn't get the chance. That was one of the ones that I was like, that's not only is it spot on, but it was just creative with the smoke and then getting it to actually like make the sound. So it was pretty dope.
I'm trying to remember. I don't know if he actually even won. Surprisingly.
Really.
So
a lot of the waifus are always gonna win that. In my opinion, I think it's always gonna go that way, especially if it's like a voting system where if it's dudes voting.
It was a mixture panel. I think it was like actually one dude to 3 girls voting.
Okay.
So I don't know if you remember seeing it. He had the McDonald's clown, Ronald McDonald.
Yeah,
she won. This
she
dude
won?
she there's 5 winners. I think there was categories, I think. But I don't remember. So it's the ogre guy I was talking about. Ronald McDonald. We had another I don't know who she was supposed to be cosplaying as. I think they said Black Panther 2. It was supposed to be like Wakanda, something Wakanda. So I don't know who that character was, but
I ain't even seen Black Panther 2 yet.
and there was one more. I do not think I have to look at the video. I don't think it was the Chainsaw Man because I seen him. He did walk on stage. I didn't see this. I don't remember seeing the smoke.
Demise.
Well, if he's
in the category.
yeah, I'm about to say if he's in the category of the dude with the ogre, like I see why the other guy won because like I know what that looks like. I know it's obviously seen Chainsaw Man too. That dude killed it. He had the walk, like the whole the battle cry, like everything was like 1-to-1. So if they were in the same category, I can see why he won over him. Even though Chainsaw Man, I didn't see the smoke though. So
yeah, it was crazy. It was popping.
But I could have missed it as well. But yeah, for sure. But
my only qualm about like the actual like facility was one. It's a club, so it got crowded pretty quickly. Which we've gone to many cons, and that's not really an issue. So didn't bother me that much. But the biggest problem that I had was the music was too loud. So like one, we couldn't do interviews. Two, I could barely hear anybody. Like if I was talking to you.
Yeah.
And then three, they had a couple voice actors, but the way that where they put them, which is kind of almost an inconvenience
To even talk to them.
to even get there and see if we could like talk to them. Get like you obviously can't get an interview, you can't get a shout out. So that was one of the things that kind of bummed me. And then another thing was like, I get it, it's cheap, people like it, but everyone was just selling anime stickers.
I mean,
That was
that's
like
just.
that was like the main merch, and I'm like, I've been to a lot of cons where mix it up, you know. Mix it up.
I mean, to be honest though, like they all been the same. I would say the last one we went to, I think it was Animeverse in Pasadena.
Mhm.
They at least had some different stuff. So like they had these little musical boxes that
Yeah.
played. Did we look at that or no? I don't remember. I know me and AD did, but
Pretty sure, yeah.
basically a little wind up, like he has a little metal thing and it
Yeah.
hits the little chimes. But they had different like animes and they had like the Naruto. I don't know what the song's called, but it's the one when he's alone. Dum, dum, ba-da-bum. Yeah, so that was different. Yeah. So it was, it had something different. But like you said, it's the same thing. It's posters, mouse pads, stickers,
Yeah, you just
hentai
kinda
stickers, more hentai stickers,
Yeah, it's just like I get it. People
exposed
wanna-
stickers.
And I mean, it's something like that's easy to carry. They can upcharge on it. People are gonna buy it. Like, but yeah, there wasn't too much diversity where I was like, I need this, and that's one of the things that I look forward to. Is like,
Just seeing if you can
yeah,
find
what
something.
can I spend my money on? So it was whatever. But it was, for what we paid and what we got out of it, it was definitely.
Hey, we've definitely paid more and gotten less.
Yeah. I was like,
That's it. For
this is-
15,
like I said, when we paid for it, and like the videos and things we got out of it, not bad. It was solid.
the other cool thing is we're starting to see some of the same faces and starting to kind of network. And then, like, it kind of gives me, I won't necessarily say hope, but it gives me ideas like, okay, what you could do, what's possible. Because,
Mhm.
like, if you're going to get that type of turnout in that type of, like, spot and area,
Yeah.
because that was a pretty rough area for the most
In the
part.
hood.
Hey, man, listen, people across the street,
It was the weed stop of it.
hey, it was the
Brought
we.
to you by the hood in Texas.
But look,
in Houston.
like across the street when like I told you this, I texted you or called you. When I was leaving, they were charging people for parking all of a sudden.
That's wild.
So they're out there. I mean, props to them. They're hustling, but I ain't getting hustled like that. You're not about to charge me for public.
For public parking.
I
That's
guess they
crazy,
can say they're supervising, but
I was gonna say, it makes me wonder though, like how many times when you go to an event like downtown, how many of those people really don't have authorization to like
listen,
charge you, but they charging like cash only
20. Yeah, I mean maybe, but listen, I'll say this. They have never looked that unprofessional until what I just seen. I was like, these guys literally just
put it in the
threw
video.
best. Nah, man.
Bust the
Hey,
camera, bro.
we don't want to put targets on our back, man. We ain't trying to expose somebody. We're just talking about what's happening.
Bro, trying to expose, bro. I ain't charging no $10, bro. Parking.
But that's another thing. I wanted to know how much they were charging, but I was about to talk to him and be like, yeah, you didn't pay. Like, I'm good. Start a whole situation there. But I'm just it gets my mind going because, like, okay, once you keep building connections, like, I don't know if some of these VAs are getting paid to come out. In a way, it's like, okay, maybe they do, but at the end of the day, like, if they're somebody, they're going to make their own money anyways just for, like, being present.
Yeah.
So it's like, how can you get those type of people to pull up? Is it they're paid or they're like, hey, we got this many people coming, or we got we got so many people coming through the door. You have the opportunity to,
I wonder if it's one of those things like, yo, we'll pay for like your hotel and your flight. You pull up and then whatever money you make there's this like it's worth it for a lot of voice sectors. Like this really how they get a lot
like
of
a
the money,
brand.
especially English VAs. Like from what I understand, a lot of times, and y'all could correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I hear from like Funimation and Crunchyroll when it was a thing, they just get paid like per either episode or per project. So it's like if they do let's say the Demon Slayer double movie, right? They get paid like whatever that amount is, and then they get no royalties. So then a lot of the money that they're making is selling their autographs, doing pictures, recordings, and things like that, as like a side hustle, like going on tour. You know, like you're a singer and you might not get all your royalties. You got to make your money up the other ways.
You know, I think I'm just gonna ask someone next time we go to a VA. Yeah, we got
He's
Yeah.
always been cool with us, so
We'll see how far our friendship has gone.
yeah,
Shout out to John.
If we can ask our friend, let's see. And another thing is like I have one of my good friends. His girlfriend is she knows a bunch of like English VAs that it just never dawned on me. But what does she do? I don't want to watch this. She is like a dance choreographer, like for like plays and things like that. Like downtown and for schools. So she knows a lot of people. So I wonder if I can
Just
get
ask her.
some of them. Yeah, I also want to interview a few of them. You know, it's like
Yeah, I think once we get more established, we'll be able to have.
kind of be able to
Be able to
pick
pull
their
that.
brains and things like that. Because when I hear it's really competitive, especially in the English anime side of it, it's everyone's like
What, to get the roles?
Huh?
To get roles? I feel like that's like that for just in general because there's only so many spots.
For anime, you have to have like a certain like if you're like a voice actor, right, and you're doing cartoon, you could be like, hey, this cartoon can be whatever you want it to be because it's new. But when you have to like one with one, like the Japanese version, they're looking for something kind of
That mirrors the energy or something.
you have to. I don't know. I feel like it'd be a little bit more difficult because you're trying to compare it almost, even though you don't. It's its own thing and its own entity. It's like you're not gonna hire someone with a deep ass voice to voice a 12-year-old boy. Like it's very specific. So I wonder how competitive it really is, especially in the English dub. It's not. I don't think it's as big as it's going to get. Like I think it's gonna get bigger, but right now, I feel like, in my opinion, English dub is just now getting popular. You know.
Maybe.
Because before, like when I used to watch anime, when I was really watching it, I never watched dub, and a lot of times
Knowingly.
huh?
Knowingly.
Well, no, they had dubs, but like it never interested me. It was only like
You telling me you didn't watch Yu-Gi-Oh? Pokemon,
really. For
Dragon
kids
Ball,
version is not really.
Shaman King.
I never watched Shaman King.
You watch Code Lyoko?
I did. Code Lyoko's an anime.
Technically, it's an anime.
I don't know.
Guys, we had this discussion based on
Is it
how
in
you
Japan?
define. It's not.
It's not. It's like saying so. It's a what do you call it?
A lot of people would consider Avatar anime.
It is. It's just like an American anime. And if Code Lyoko's in that same bracket, I'll take it. I love Code Lyoko. That was
alright. I watched it just because it was like.
Sword Art Online before Sword Art Online, bro. I think. Y'all can correct me.
Yeah, it might be a reach for that.
I was watching that in the 90s, bro.
I mean, your favorite Yu Yu Hakusho? Trigun, Cowboy. He was watching dope. He just didn't know it.
Prior to, but I'm talking about when I was really getting anime, like
Okay.
like 2015.
Okay,
so
no worries. Hey, all
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
What
And,
the-
man,
Clarify for me, dog.
bro.
I was just saying. He said early on. My bad, man.
You're trying to press me. Moving along.
My bad, Big Pimpin'. So, one of the questions we asked in the video was,
Yeah, we can skip this part, bro.
my hero versus Demon Slayer. And listen, I know Demon Slayer's in season, but listen,
Look,
I told you.
look, this is okay. So I was thinking about this because I was like, I know who's gonna bring it up. We're gonna have to talk about it. I'm gonna have to defend myself. Here's where I think Demon Slayer won. This is why.
Animation.
Two reasons. No. One, like you said, it's in season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Two, when we talk about what we were talking about earlier, the scene was more adult, and by far, in my opinion, Demon Slayer is a more adult anime. But when you go to these other cons, like the ones in Pasadena, the ones that we're doing, like if you go to a Matsuri, it's more family friendly. So you're gonna have. I think that My Hero is more popular because
With the youth.
because of the youth. Yeah, and there's more youth than adults, in my opinion. Especially when you go to these cons. This was the first time where it was like there was no kids, bro.
Yeah, it was. I will agree with you. It was very few kids.
Just for y'all's information, it was literally like one My Hero and like 37 Demon Slayer. So
Hey, listen. I'll say this. I've seen a lot more Luffy's this time. I've seen 3. That's a PR personal record.
that's crazy. I should have dressed up as Luffy, bro.
I seen two. What's her name? Jesus Christ.
Oh, Nico Robin.
No, not even Nico. One was Nico Robin. The other one was Boa, right?
Boa Hancock.
Yeah, she was Boa. Man, I thought I seen two Boas, but maybe it was just
I
one.
saw two Nikos.
But I'm just in general. Like I seen a lot more One Piece fans. So shout out to Mid Piece. Some of you guys are stepping
One
out.
Piece is always in season, you know. So
it's always going.
Shout out One Piece, man.
Yeah, shout out to Mid, man.
I hate this guy.
But hey, man, listen. We can bring this question back out the archives if you want to, or we can just let it die. Because I don't know if you want to take another L, man. It's been a tough season for you.
It has been. I have taken a few L's, but you know what? I'm gonna stand 10 toes on what I believe in, and the real fans are gonna show out when it's time. All right.
Oh, you let me know when that time is.
Take the L's.
Did anyone even vote for My Hero? I don't remember, honestly.
It was like one person or two people.
Jesus.
Like 37.
It was Demon Slayer all over.
It was Demon Slayer.
It was a slaughter.
What doesn't help is that season 3 has already gotten off to an immaculate start.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't help.
Yeah, it's like, but it's just awesome.
It's crazy.
My Hero is good too, though, but it's not. It
was great towards the end, in my opinion. Like the last 12 episodes. Here, we're just from the jump.
Well, I don't know. The beginning was pretty good because that's the beginning of the invasion.
Oh yeah.
It was just a midpoint, and then it slowed, and then it got good again because it was like evil, dark side.
Yeah.
But
still, I will give it the season 3. This first half is already better than the first half of My Hero. And like I said, I'm wrong. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. I thought they were just gonna give us some BS season, maybe fight an upper, call it a day. But like what we're getting right now is just, I'm like, I should have never doubted the writers and the animators of Demon Slayer, man. That's my fault, and you know I take that on the chin. Pause.
Hey, this is your third one on the year. I don't want to have to start counting, but you're gonna have me out here like Clay.
What's the first?
So this is one, obviously. The other one, Jesus Christ. It was the yes, the Bungo.
Okay. But speaking on that, before you finish, I just caught up to Bungo Stray Dogs, and again, I will stand 10 toes. It has the potential to be an S tier. I will admit that because
potential is one thing,
but like season 4 right now is going crazy.
You said it belonged in S tier.
I really want you to catch up because I was like, man, I'm not really feeling this.
What episode of Dragon Ball Z you on?
Oh, Dragon Ball Z.
Or Dragon Ball Z Bleach.
Bleach, like 11, 12.
And he reverted. He said he was on 13 last time.
Bro, it's not.
Not even.
It's just not for me.
We're gonna have to watch it together. That's the only way you're gonna watch it, man. That's sad.
Look, I just
listen. I spent the whole day catching up to One Piece. You can't even watch a few episodes.
I'm a busy man, bro. Busy man.
Don't make me expose you.
What you mean? Just
Call of Duty horrible. Call of Duty.
My Discord goes up, and he's like, "This man out here tracking me, bro, more than my wife."
I don't even have to, man. I just you expose yourself. I was just playing the game. Oh, Rebels playing the Modern Warfare. That's crazy. Jesus. So we got that. We got this. There's one more. I was thinking about when we were talking because I had forgot about the Bungo Stray Dogs. But listen, taking L's.
Look, I guess I'm taking L's this season, but don't worry. We'll make
this season or this year.
The year just started, but yeah, I have taken L's this year. But look, listen, I'm going back. I'm staying 10 toes on the Bungo Stray Dogs. If y'all watch Bungo, man, drop it in the comments. It is.
We get it. You know what we'll do for you?
It's an amazing show, but I feel like it's underrated, and I feel like not a lot of people know about it. But like, man, when I was watching it, I was getting like that feeling of like, damn, it was giving me the same feeling of like, man, this is how I burned through the first 3 seasons. Because it started to pick up and it just got so good. And I don't know, man. I think if it was more popular, bro, and more people knew about it, it could be like top tier. It's good writing, good like character development. It gives you like funny, action, sad, everything you can think of in an anime, it's got it.
We can put in a rebel request. One of the next questions of the next con. One of the next cons we go to will ask, have you seen Bungo Stray Dogs? What do you think of them?
I like
trash.
I just feel like I'm going to get, have you seen Bungo? No? Okay. Never mind. Have you seen Bungo Stray Dogs?
That answers your question. They're not even giving it a chance.
That is true, man. It's sad, though, because it's great, man. I think when you have those, so like on TikTok, we do like the subs versus dubs. On our TikTok, I think I want to spice one up with Bungo. It's A1, bro. Not even for the main character. Like the main character is like, but the side characters just make the show, and it's crazy.
Sad, man. The side characters got to carry the show.
And that tells you all you need to know. Like,
You're the dub man.
good and dub.
Dub man. Yeah, that's me. What happened to those days?
Look, I told you I watch them both. I watched Bungo in Japanese, but I don't know what it was, but the voice actors in English really got my attention. So
I think
it's dope.
And I think that's another thing that we learned about the community. Again, a lot of people, I don't think anyone said dub. Maybe one.
A lot of people said
They like both.
If they're multitasking,
Of course.
Like you said, I think when you're getting into the more adult or the more seasoned anime watchers, they're gonna prefer sub, unless
Because they know it's the way.
Hey, look,
This
I
is
like
the
both.
way.
I like both. Hey,
Whoa.
pause.
So let's clarify what
We're
you're talking about.
anime.
This is subs over dubs after dark.
Hey yo.
You say you were gonna clap something later, huh?
Hey yo. This guy. This podcast
listen,
is something that is not.
He gave me some money, guys, and I don't know why. He said he wanted me to throw it in the air at some point.
This guy said we ain't got no content for tonight. I'm gonna make content for tonight, boy. We getting views this week, bro.
Don't forget to follow our only. Stop.
My feet finder, bro.
My feet finder. But I enjoyed some of the people we met. Again, some of the people we've seen before, and just meeting the new cosplayers.
It's always awkward because I don't know how people will react. Like for me, I remember 90% of the people we talk to, but sometimes I'm like, do they remember us? Is it awkward? Do they not want to say what's up to us? Because I'll be like,
oh yeah.
Hey.
And now that you mentioned that, I did that with the group just because one, I wasn't sure, but I was pretty sure, but just to kind of give them an alley oop to say if they didn't want to fuck with us, they can walk away, be like, nah, we ain't talk to them. So that group that I spoke about that we talked to last time, I've seen them again, and they actually were part of the contest. I didn't see them step on the stage. I was like, hey, did I interview you guys? They're like, yeah. And then we had a little conversation. And it's kind of funny because one of the girls is AD's best friend's cousin, apparently.
Oh, wow, that's funny.
So we knew them without knowing we knew them, or knew of them, but like that. But they're pretty cool. I was supposed to get a follow-up interview, but they were waiting to see if they won, and they may have left to get food or whatever, but I ended up leaving. But they said they were down for a V2, giving some more, what's the proper word for this? More intermediate questions. Like
okay.
Yeah. Advanced.
I think at some point I'm like, man, when we do the videos at the cons, I'm like, do we keep it lighthearted? Do we keep it something that's entertaining and like spice up videos and just get like, opinionated questions? Because I feel like the moment, like, when I ask, hey, do you mind being in our video for some content about anime? Like, if their face is like, why? I'm like, no, we're just gonna do opinionated, like very generic questions. But I would like to have conversations with other people more in depth. But in my mind, I'm like, how do we make that possible?
I think you just do that on the fly, to be honest. And that's what I said. Like, we don't have to stick to necessarily a script unless there's certain questions we want to ask. But like, you kind of know when you ask someone, hey, what's your favorite anime? And they give you one off top instant. And it's like, okay, this guy's kind of cultured.
Yeah.
So when you ask those questions, you'll kind of fill them out, pause, and then you can just freelance it, man.
I just feel like it's easier for like, so when we go to these cons, right, and like people have booths and stuff, I think it'd be easier to have an actual conversation with someone
if we had a booth
space. I feel like a lot of these.
I would want to do that too, but it's like, are we?
Well, it's not profitable, right?
Well,
we're not making money.
It's not that it is profitable. So profitable in a sense, like, is there value there for us? So my biggest worry is we drop two, because those vendor tables are expensive. Like,
sure. And
I don't even know they'll give us one because we're not selling something, because you're trying to make money. Because I feel like, all right, you pay for the spot and maybe they get a 10% or something, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
But let's just say we paid for a spot, we don't even get quality interviews. Like, we could have done what we've always done, and then just ask, like, But I would want to do that.
Sometimes when we're doing interviews, you see people like even if I'm behind the camera or in front of the camera, I
Yeah,
see
they
people,
hover.
like, wanting to like be around, or they're wanting to pass us. I feel like I have to rush. Like,
Oh, you talking about?
like,
Fuck all that.
it's like
Half the time we were out the way. There was one time where someone actually walked in front of the camera.
and people are like yesterday we're literally in the street, so it's like we're having a
In the streets.
literally in the street. So it was like if we had our own dedicated, even if they didn't give us a table, we had to like, hey, this little corner right here, that's for y'all to do guys interviews. Like, I'm cool with that, and I feel like you could spend more time.
I would say the biggest issue
Interviews.
with if we were able to do that, one, we cut ourselves to one specific area. So either one, we're only getting the people that walk by, or two, we're having to talk to someone outside of that area and be like, hey, do you mind coming over here? And it's like, you know, it's kind of, it's like, hey, come over here. We're gonna.
Nobody's at. Come talk to me on camera, bro.
Yeah, let's I have some questions for you.
Yeah.
But I think that would be the only. I think what we should start off by doing is addressing your question. Is if you feel like there's some lead on questions you can take it. I mean, worst case scenario, what? I erase it. It doesn't make the cut. Like, come on, man. We've already done that.
That's valid.
So I think just we got a lot of things. Again, this is just we're learning as we're building it as we fly it. So
For sure.
we'll figure it out. We're only 4 months in, 5 months in.
You know, and another thing that I kept thinking about, and obviously, you know, we can talk about this like off camera, but I wonder, does splicing these videos up and just taking the audio and putting them like on Apple Podcasts, I wonder how much value that would actually have. Because, you know, I feel like people can't sit here and like have YouTube open when they're in the car, but if you're like I have family and friends that are like, oh yeah, you know, sometimes I'm at work and I just put on podcasts and I'm just listening to it while I'm driving or doing work, whatever the case may be. A lot of times I'm like, I wonder if that's another aspect or another avenue that we're not fully taking advantage of.
I think there's obviously this avenue. I just don't think personally we're like there yet. I'm not gonna sit here and say our topics are necessarily bland, but I just don't think we're either because I think it has to be one of two things. We have to either be one, entertaining, or two, informational. So like, even though we're
either.
I just don't think we're at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
We don't have
listen to random ass people
Yeah,
talk for that
because
individual.
we're nobody. You're somebody until you're nobody until you're somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I think us just putting the time in, growing our community. I think there will be a time and place. I just don't think it's worth it for us to upload it to these audio platforms. In my eyes, you know, you see it separately, differently. I mean, if you want to spearhead that, by all means. You start wiping out.
It's like a lot of work. I could barely do my own TikTok videos for the week.
Oh man.
But nah.
I mean, it's definitely something we're gonna have to get to at some point. I mean, maybe we even find someone else to work with us. I mean, that part's easy.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a lot easier than everything else, but yeah.
And that was the only reason I mentioned it, because I'm like, we already edit the videos and the audio. What's another 5 minutes?
It's nothing.
Uploading, you know, but
yeah, it's nothing to break down. Just rip the audio from this and just have an audio file. But
I see what you mean. Like, you know, our YouTube videos get a total of 5 views. So
shit, sometimes they're not even hitting that mark. Hey, we got some new followers though. I want a new sub. Shout out to whoever that is. But
and that's what we were talking about like last week. If we gain our followers one by one, doing videos, going to cons, like
yeah, we earned it.
Content, like literally everywhere I go, when I have either of my subs over dub shirts, they're like, I like your shirt. I'm like, oh yeah, it's a pot. Like that kind of stuff to me is like cool. Like if it takes a year and a half for us to amass only like 150 subscribers, to me I'm like, that's cool, because it's like genuine. You know, we're not having to be like, anybody can sit here and like pay for views, pay, you know,
for followers,
subs, for followers, like get bots to follow you to fluff your number. Anybody can do that, but at the end of the day, what's real? Who's really commenting? Who's really about the
well, I mean,
culture,
they'll find out soon, because like, I mean, you can look there, you can do averages. Like obviously not every subscriber is gonna comment or something, but like if we had, let's just say, 1 million subs and we only had 10 comments, that's a terrible ratio.
Yeah, sure.
You at least, I would want to say at least like 10,000
for sure,
at least. But like you said, I think as long as we keep pushing, we'll look back on all this and be like, hey man, I remember these times we didn't want to do this. We're using the money to do that. Like, yeah, you're gonna feel like fulfilled, because we put a lot of time and the effort and work. And we obviously we can even put even more, but obviously we got to balance, life, podcast, and then just put time for yourself. So it's a journey, and hey, it's the beginning. So
It is the beginning, but I'm excited. And that's what made me kind of like, I don't know if like it was the camera or the equipment, but like I even had someone that come up to me and they're like, I've never heard of your podcast. I was like, oh, we really just really started it in January. I was like, we did some things in December, but we're putting in the work right now to hopefully expand, and
just
we're
grow.
having conversations. And she was like, yeah, I've had a Twitch for like 5-6 years, been streaming, and she's like, I'm barely getting to X amount of numbers, and like barely 1,000 something followers on TikTok and things like that. So we were just talking, I was letting her know like consistency. I was like, my biggest thing is, I was like, I don't look at the numbers right now. Like I don't look at, hey, we only have 5 views. We don't have 1 million subscribers, or 1 million followers. I'm like, but just, if we keep hustling, it's gonna happen, bro. Even if it takes 5 or 10 years. To me, this is something in my eyes that I can see doing forever because it's something that I enjoy already. Mm-hmm. One, everyone knows me knows I can talk all day, every day about pretty much anything. But then when you add the fact that like anime, something like that's how you and me got real cool, back in 2016, and we're still, debating, we're still arguing, we're still laughing, we're still, watching these things, and we still have the same feelings we did,
Do you think it was anime or do you think it was basketball?
Both, but I think the basketball was the activity, but like even when we go hoop with the homies on Wednesdays, it's like everyone's wearing anime shirts, they're talking about anime, and I don't know, I think it's just that culture,
I'm not gonna lie though, and I said this a couple of times, man. Sometimes I don't feel like y'all watch anime, but sometimes I feel like I'm by myself because I can't talk about all the animes
right?
that I want to talk about.
This is the problem, is like you, and no offense to you, you just have a lot more free time than other people.
Oh my god.
You literally, I do like 1 million things. The fact that I can watch like 5 animes at a time on a weekly basis is a lot for me, because y'all know, like, I'm the type of person that I'd rather just let the whole season ride out and then just binge it. But obviously, when you're talking about a podcast and you're keeping up with up-to-date animes, you can't do that. But like, you will get off of work and you can just stay up till 4 in the morning and crash 2 seasons of an anime. I can't do that. I'll be like 4 episodes in, and I'm like, all right, man, it's time to get drunk, and then I'm gonna go to sleep, like, or I work, and then
you have the time. You just don't want to apply that time to do it.
Look, there's a little side note. I work, I'm married, I have softball, sometimes play basketball, sometimes, I'll play a little pickleball here and there, and, and then I have a lot of people always wanting to hang out, and it's always someone's birthday or someone's something. So it's just, I'm a very busy individual, and the homies want to play on COD,
Not gonna expose him, man, but
I'm a busy
he
man.
has the opportunities to do so.
In August, like, I'm a busy man, bro.
I digress. Let's get into the anime though, man. So, Hell's Paradise, episode 4. The anime, it's a slower episode for sure. They were trying to build her up, but it's just like, man, like, come on, can we do this? Or can we get over this? Girl, bro. Jesus, like, what's her name? Sakaguri?
Shigaragi or something like that. I had the names.
One of these days.
Literally, I had the names memorized up until you were like an hour late here, bro.
Hey, man, someone didn't text me that they were arriving. Didn't get confirmation.
Somewhere at 9 o'clock. I'm here at 8:59, bro.
Oh my god. Don't make me start recording when you drive up.
Yeah, I'm always here for you, bro. Yeah,
Sagiri.
I wrote them down this time, bro.
One day we're gonna have him on the TV at all times. So we're gonna have an actual producer in the background helping us out, keeping us on track.
This is this person's name. I wrote them all down just in case.
But yeah, I kind of knew this was the kind of the progression. I didn't know it was going to be like this. It's okay. I mean, we had some really good episodes thus far. So, for them to do a little bit more building on her situation, where she's at in her life and what she's trying to do, I get it.
To be fair, they haven't missed, in my eyes, they haven't missed on an episode yet.
I didn't say it was a miss. It was just not as good.
It wasn't even as slow paced as you would think, because you still had the other two on the boat.
True.
They were like, So it was cool, and you kind of got to see a little bit. It was the first time you seen like another, what I assume is a human. You know, like the face right before the monsters came out. He gave like that grimacing.
I'm trying to remember.
or
Yeah.
Smirk.
The only
It's
other,
like, okay, now that at least you know there's humans.
it was kind of funny too, because one of the things happened that I thought was gonna happen, but then it actually happened. So I thought we had another Avengers situation where we had a girl, I was a guy, but I was like, this one definitely sounds much more like a girl, but he's calling her Coon the whole time. Oh,
Yeah.
let me I don't remember what's her name.
You in Coon.
What is her name?
I didn't read it.
Yeah, okay.
That was the only
So we'll say her Coon. We don't want to say.
There's no reason why a little boy should die.
And
I
then-
was confused too, because I was like, they keep saying boys. I'm like, okay, cool, it's a dude.
He's a very feminine boy.
And then he's like, hey yo, why your body look a little feminine? 'Cause I'm a girl. That's crazy.
I kind of like I thought that was gonna happen. Then they were like, "I'm gonna watch the blood off me. You should too." I was like, "All right, now I know what's definitely gonna happen. The reveal is here."
What's crazy is like the most important part about that scene they left out, and I didn't like that.
What is that?
Like where they actually fought and then like got off and then they went back into the island
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, "Oh, you're pretty strong too." And I'm like,
Oh, seeing like
yeah,
what?
I was like, I want to know, because then it kind of just gives a mystery of like how strong she actually is, you know? Because if she was able to keep up with a samurai, that's pretty crazy.
Well, I don't know, man. Samurai. That's another thing. I don't know what number he was, but he was doing work.
Yeah, he was.
He didn't take much damage, and he was protecting someone for a good,
Yeah.
minute, 30 seconds. They were just standing there. Like, what are you doing? Like,
That's a
Wow.
long time when you're fighting, bro.
yeah, that's eternity.
That's it. It's an eternity, bro.
Boy, it's taking damage for what?
So I don't know. I'm interested to see. I wonder if they're kind of hiding that for a reason, to see if, because there's something special about her. For whatever reason, she's the last of her clan or whatever.
Yeah.
So
We gotta
I'm interested.
keep the bloodline alive.
Yeah,
So
I'm wondering what kind of ability she has. One, to make it this far, and two, to like her and the samurai are literally going toe to toe. So it's very interesting to see. And those are the type of little things that, even though if it was like a slower paced anime, like they're giving you little tidbits of like what's to come and pause. But you know, I'm here for it.
we'll see. I just wish they'd kind of just get through her arc.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's gonna be part of the story because it's supposed to be about him and her, but it's just like, man, confidence issues. Like, what are we talking about here? We're out here fighting. My boy's out here fighting for his life. And
They kind of just ended it with that one episode right then and there, because
I think she's gonna be put in a moment where she needs to do something, and then she's gonna be in shock or in fear, and then have to fight the demons holding her back.
you're talking about Saidi.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like she already kind of came to terms with it with the conversation she had with God.
What though? We'll see.
Yeah, 'cause, you know, even
She took it. Hey, she turned up.
I was crazy. I was like, but I wonder if it is like she really is.
Oh wait, you're talking about Gabi Maru. I'm talking about the other.
Yes. Sagiri, right? Is that what you're talking
No, I'm talking about the guy. Remember when she fought the other samurai, and she took his sword?
That's what I'm talking about.
His name is Gabimaru?
No,
But-
I'm saying, so Gabimaru was having that conversation with.
Yes.
So when Sagiri and that big dude, his name is, not Senta, Genji.
I think that sounds about right.
He's the other samurai.
Yeah.
After they had that conversation, she was kind of thinking back to the conversation with Gabimaru.
Yeah.
And that's why I think we're no longer gonna have that like timid.
I think it's gonna pop.
What should I do? You know, type of thing. Because that was like you said, that was crazy when he was finna like slash and she's done that. So I'm like, I wonder if she really is stronger than Gabimaru and it is a confidence issue, or if he was just saying that to hype her up. Because that guy's a demon, bro. But then when she did that, I was like, hold up, maybe she got it. Maybe she's, you know, the one. But
And part of it is like, man, are we? Never mind. I'm not even gonna bring that up. But I was gonna say,
you know,
hey, he was about to kill her though.
it was about it.
Until old dude pulled up on the scene, Mr. Super swole, strong, mysterious, one eye only.
Was he about to kill her, or was she about to kill him?
Nah, he was about to kill her for sure.
I don't know, man.
He got the sword. He had the look. He was like,
I don't
no
know,
samurai
man.
does this. Like, look, rib cage gone.
Hey, man, she got 2 new swords, bro.
And that better be the death blow.
That's crazy, bro. Half this man's torso is gone.
Yeah, it's like
My thing is like the red-haired guy who was with Sagiri, like I guess like the mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no way this guy just got folded like that. Wasn't he supposed to be the strongest?
Hey, we shall see. And I wonder, well, definitely wasn't that guy in the beginning, right? Remember they seen the guy on the boat? That wasn't the same person, right?
No.
Yeah, he had red hair too, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of questions, a lot of unknowns, and that's what obviously makes anime good. Like you want to,
There's a lot of mysteries of the island, and that's even if it's informational, you know when that information comes. Kind of reminds me of like Attack on Titan. Like everyone's wondering how the Titans came to be, and you're getting a lot of information.
bro,
But
even till today,
it's useful, you know. It's like you piece it all together. And I think that's one of those animes that, even if it's just information, they're learning about the island. It's crazy. There's not many animes have adapted a situation like this where they're mixing like religion, plants, paradise, mixer of life. Like it's really weird and crazy.
It
Like,
is different.
It's crazy, but
It's intriguing for sure.
it works, you know. So that's why I'm really excited for this anime. And like I said, this episode had way more action than the first 15 episodes of Snooze Land Saga. So
Ooh, whoa, whoa.
I just got into it, not into it with someone on TikTok because I posted a clip about me talking about, you were talking about hey, we're gonna open up with talking about Vinland Saga, and I was like Snooze Land Saga, and I was going in on Vinland, and
Someone
like,
the stuff.
you know, they're like, I'm just so tired of people who don't understand the plot and how the two seasons coincide. I was like, I get it. It was a warrior. He's not a warrior. He's trying to find the true meaning. Or like, I get it. It just doesn't justify the fact that Farmland Saga is not.
It's not what you wanted it to be.
It's not good. Like, and then someone else like, don't worry, the action's gonna come. Like, you know. And I'm like, it's not even about the action. It's not even about the fact that it's actionless out. I've seen many anime that have no action. Inspector is one that has very little action. Still really good, but it keeps my attention. Nowhere in that anime, to a degree, keeps my attention. And I will fight that. Like, you can justify that it's a great story. Cool. You can justify that season 1 and season 2 are two sides of the same coin. I get that. I understand it. Then they're like, oh, you're probably new to anime. I was like, brother, I can screenshot the list of anime I've seen and I can debate it all day. They stop responding. But I'm like, you can't justify the fact that it's total opposite of what we were given in season 1. And then to correct you from, I think, 2 reviews ago, the first season of Vinland Saga was actually in the manga. But what they're saying is season 2 is actually the first start of actually finding Vinland, like the actual journey. So season 1 was just kind of like.
So season 1, you tell me season 1 is part of the original manga?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. So, and that's one of the things that I spoke to the individual. I was like, that's from what I heard. If I was misinformed, cool. Like, I'll take the L's when I take them. But anything that's opinionative, like, let's debate it. Don't sit here and like try to belittle me and be like, oh, you probably only watch like, you know,
Dragon Ball.
animes. And it's like, okay, cool. Well, you know, let's debate. And part of me was like, hop in my Discord. We can do a video chat and we can talk about it. Because at the end of the day, if it's opinionative, it's opinionative. You can say what you want about it, but in my eyes, thus far, it's not a great season 2.
Yeah. And
had, like I say this all the time, had season 1 started like with Farmland Saga, it wouldn't even have 30% of the viewers that it does at the moment. A lot of people are only watching it because season 1 was so good, you know, and people were chasing that. People like you might be a little bit more seasoned and you understand where it may be leading to, and you're like, hey, in my mind, the reward of what I'm gonna get is gonna be worth
You're
it.
gonna flesh out story.
Worth it, but for me, it's not, you know. And for some people, they can't sit here and wait 24 episodes, 24 weeks, haven't skipped a week, 24 weeks for something that may or may not happen this season. That's just my opinion.
Kudos to you, because I mean, like you said, if you're just speaking for a season 2 and you're just trying to talk about it objectively, you can sit here and say the story is actually about this, which you, like you said, you alluded to, you understand. You still only getting catered to certain people, so
For sure, yeah.
so for you to have your opinion, you could be right. Obviously, you can be right in your opinion.
Yeah.
And opinions are not always about being right or wrong, because opinions are, opinions.
Yeah.
But there is incorrect opinions and there's correct opinions, and based on what we talked about, even what you said, that's correct.
Yeah.
Like based
You
on
know.
what you think, based on offering the first season versus second. Like that's a big fall off. Obviously, a lot of things are different, but what you said can hold its own. You have evidence to say why you said it is. Yeah.
And that's my thing is like, I'm cool with debating anybody on it, right? And if I'm wrong, I'll be the first one to be like, you know what, you're right. But what I don't like is, especially in this community, if we're gonna debate, like, be respectful about it. Because the first thing when they were like, oh, you're this, and this, all I did was be like, well, let's debate about it. And I did the handshake emoji. It's like, I'm gonna be respectful to you. So the only thing I ask is to be respectful to me. Like
That's the internet, dog.
You know,
you're not gonna get that.
Like when it comes to real life, you know, think about that life. So it's like, let's might as well be respectful. We don't need no keyboard warriors over here. You know,
You can't demand respect online. But otherwise, it is what it is.
They might watch. It's the real, bro. You know what I look like. You know where I'm based out of. If y'all want to debate something, we can hop on the Discord and we can talk about it.
If you want to talk about it, DM Rebel. Moving on. So we had Demon Slayer.
Oh, goated. We kind of already touched on it, but it's
a solid episode, man.
Man, it's good. Like they're not slowing down, and a lot of the things that you talked about that you said was gonna happen actually did happen.
Oh, that's the third one.
You know, Demon Slayer, yeah.
That's the third one because you're like,
But see, like this was where in my mindset I thought that they were taking like an interim because Ranking the Kings was doing it. There wasn't a lot of like animes besides maybe My Hero that were like really popping off. They're all kind of like in that buy.
This is why they're S tier.
They are S tier. Like I gave this an A tier, and I said it was gonna stay A tier. In my mind, I was like, there's no way that they can give you an S tier season 2 finale, and in less than it just ended, right? Like Demon Slayer just ended in what, December maybe? November?
Are you talking about like the second season 2?
Yeah, the second of season 2.
Yeah, the end of like it ended basically like the last year in like February, first quarter of last year.
Oh, the first quarter?
Yeah, because it went from October into the next
into the beginning of 2022.
Yes.
It doesn't feel like it's been that long. Oh, we rewatched the fight during the movie thing, right? That's what kind of feels new. And I watched it a couple times. It's been less than a year, it seems like, and I was like, there's no way that they're gonna end it on such a high note with such crazy animation, fight scenes, like character development, and then give us that in season 3, like budget wise and like logically and like the formula like that a lot of popular anime and like show and jump do is just one really really good season, and then it's like
because they give you the content, they don't draw it out for arcs and episodes.
What is it, 24 episodes a season, or is it just gonna be 12?
I think it was 13 or 12.
13.
I don't think it's 24.
That makes sense. Like they're not holding back, and that might be one of those reasons that like the new formula went from year-round anime to 24 episodes or 13.
It just like it just depends because there's a lot of factors, right? Because like if you compare it, like if you look at it, you don't have the money up front, but they probably spend about the same amount of money. So let's just say, for instance, this is obviously not gonna be super accurate, but we're just brainstorming here. 6 months of One Piece, right? Versus 6 episodes of Demon Slayer, right? You probably spent about the same amount of money, but you got more episodes than Demon Slayer, but you get more content for the most part.
Yeah.
You get more out of each. Like if we had to put 1-to-1 episodes, you're gonna get more out of the Demon Slayer episodes because you get just more is going on, right? So it just kind of depends on how you look at it, and that's why I can sit here and confidently say, even when we were talking about it before the season, like, no, Demon Slayer is gonna definitely fight 2 villains, in my opinion, upper ranked demons, and it's just they're gonna give you that same S tier animation because that's their reputation. That's what they're about. They're gonna give you the highest quality animation, decent storytelling, and you're gonna love it.
I agree. It's something that I want to say, like Demon Slayer, if not started it, at least like popularized like that formula, you know, because it's been done before, but like to the extent of like.
The only thing
I don't remember really, even in these first 2 seasons, I don't really remember like a filler episode. Like
there's only
like if it's away from the main story, one, it still connects and it's still like entertaining, you know. So
yeah, they don't really necessarily have filler episodes. They do have slower episodes. Like again, the
Yeah.
first episode this season was a slow episode.
Yeah.
Right. It's the hour-long intro, but I would say the only thing they've done differently compared to other animes is just the amount of money they put in their animation budget.
Yeah, that animation is crazy, bro.
Like
And
you don't see that.
they haven't missed in those 3 seasons. They haven't missed. Like they've always ended on a high note, started on a high note, and it doesn't ever feel like it's dragging. And that's one of the only animes I can confidently say, like, even My Hero there, and besides season 6 felt really like the pacing was really good, but even the earlier seasons, like some of it felt draggy. And this
Because you had like a mini arc, and shout out to John, no disrespect, but like with the gentleman criminal, like that was a kind of like an unnecessary arc.
Yeah.
You know, that's just a buy time, exactly. But it gave our guy an opportunity. No disrespect there, but that's what gives it that difference versus when we watch Demon Slayer. Even like you mentioned, even when you get those slow periods, it's part of the show.
Yeah,
like it's meant to be there. It's meant to be there.
Yeah, I like it for sure. And man, I don't know how many times I can say it, but I was wrong.
I mean, I love hearing those words because we just get to run it back.
It's crazy. The only thing that I don't like about this season, and it's something very like minuscule, but my favorite character is Zenitsu.
He's not getting screen time.
Him or Inosuke is kind of just feels weird, but like having the two Hashira and then
Kind of gives you it kind of makes up because you got a new character.
characters are not our side characters, but
Or your side character. I can do without.
that's true.
We got the screamer and the crier. Y'all can go.
Hey man, but when he's asleep, boy, crazy.
Oh,
You go crazy, bro.
boy, went Bill Cosby on me.
Hey yo.
But in general, Demon Slayer, another phenomenal episode. We're seeing, some upper demons that we're kind of seeing the cracks in their armor. And then, dude, Invincible, man. Invincible Kun. Like, Jesus Christ.
I think he's invincible because he's got the hood breathing. Fifth form. Blicky.
Blicky form.
One of the things I was noticing though was like, I wonder if because he uses like the gun, his sword seems a lot smaller, right? Like almost like a dagger, or a little bit bigger. So that was pretty cool. But I knew I was like, man, this guy. I was like, he's that dude when he had his sword and he put the gun on the road. I was like, you got it, you got it.
But my boy was, I don't know, he wasn't looking up though. He was head down with it.
But it's just weird. It sounds like he's doing some kind of spell or something when.
Yeah, he's doing his chant.
He's
So I'm interested to see like what his, like you mentioned when we were watching, the backstory about his abilities or powers, because like he's OP pretty much at this point.
My hero was talking about like, yo, didn't you break your tooth the other day? Like he pulled it and it was just there, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. So
Yeah,
he might be goated.
We got the anime version of Wolverine apparently, and shout out to Nezuko, just taking massive damage and just not like foot in the body, arm broken. We have a whole staff in the throat. Like Jesus, then getting electrocuted on top of that. It's like Jesus Christ,
man. She's her.
Yeah, man. Listen, that's my female academia. But we're gonna wrap it up on that episode, guys. Let us know in the comments what you thought about these 2 episodes, and is it subs?
Or is it dubs?
Peace.